Okay, are we live? I think we should be live, but I'll give it a second, just in case. I think we should be live now. So, yeah. Okay. Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome to Kingdom Hearts Key back cover. This is a live stream, because it's a movie that's longer than an hour. So, yeah, we finished Dream Drop Distance last time. And before playing this game, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to watch this movie first, so I decided to live stream it anyway, like we planned. But I also mentioned in the last part, or the part before that, in Dream Drop Distance, in my playthrough, that there are some cutscenes, some main story cutscenes from Kingdom Hearts Key that we needed to watch before watching this movie back cover. So if you haven't done that and you're watching this live stream, either right now, live, or in post, go watch those. Go watch those cutscenes. I'll try putting them in the description or in the comments. I'll see. It's from Kingdom Hearts Insider. Watch all the Kingdom Hearts key main story cutscenes. They're less than 2 hours long. So. But this movie should be shorter. So I have a bit of background about this movie before even starting the movie. And if you don't, I do recommend checking out those cutscenes. I mean, it's probably going to be a lot easier to understand what's going on in this movie. But anyway, I watched those cutscenes, and I kind of know the gist of what's going on, but I don't think I know the full story of what's going on here. So, because apparently this movie will focus on the foretellers, these 5 people you see on screen, and in the cutscenes it focused on the player, because as you know, if you watch the cutscenes, you decide to be a player, your own custom set player. So it's not Sora, obviously, because this happens over a century before Birth by Sleep. So yeah, kind of confusing. Not really, but inside the game can be confusing. Some things can be confusing to get, but and we follow the perspective of the player as he goes around, and how the player feels like, how the people felt like before the Keyblade War, up until the Keyblade War, and then the weird ending with Maleficent, where she was like Sora or something. And she also talked about the Book of Prophecies, which is the entire book that they have. Well, they call it the Tome of Prophecies, but it's the book that these 5 foretellers have, that they were given to by, I believe he's called the Master of Masters. So that was a weird cliffhanger ending that I'm really excited to see what's going on there. I don't think it's going to be explained in this movie, but hopefully maybe in this game or in Kingdom Hearts 3. We'll see. Anything else to say? Yeah, this movie that we're about to watch focuses on the foretellers rather than the player. So in the main story cutscenes, you might have noticed it's the player. Here we actually watch the foretellers, which means hopefully we'll get to know who the traitor is, because the cutscenes did not show us who the traitor was. I don't think it's Luxu. I don't think it's Luxu, because there's 6 of them, really. The Master of Masters had 6 apprentices, right? But he only gave the Tome of Prophecies, or the Book of Prophecies, to 5 of them. And Luxu is the 6th one, and he was given the mission to just watch. So I hope we get that explained more in depth in this movie. I don't know. But the 5 foretellers are called... I guess I'll try to go from left to right here, as shown in the screen. So on the left here we have, his name is Ira. Then we have aced, or no, aced. Then the yellow one, the tiny foretellers, I think that's Gula. And then the pink one is Ava, and the one all the way to the right here is Envy, or Envy. I think it's Envy. And the sixth one is Loxu, and he's wearing a robe, just like the organization members. Yeah, I think I've said all I needed to say. If you watched the cutscenes, you should be caught up by now, and if you haven't, then not too bad. I mean, you might understand the movie anyway, but it might be a bit more confusing. But yeah, I think we just get right into it here. Play Kingdom Hearts Key back cover. Yep. I'm also gonna have to edit in the key letter on post, because the live stream is currently called Kingdom Hearts back cover. It's not called Kingdom Hearts Key back cover because there's no key letter. So I'm gonna have to put that in later. It should be fine. This game support, yeah, there's no big deal about autosave. We're just gonna watch this movie all the way through right here, right now. This isn't Dearly Beloved. What is this? No, it is. It's a weird version of Dearly Beloved, yes. How many versions are there, I wonder? There's probably at least 12. Kingdom Hearts 3 probably has its own version. And what about 0.2 Birth by Sleep? A Fragmentary Passage? That probably has its own thing. But yeah, I guess we can chill with this music a bit. The town we see on the right is Daybreak Town, so really it reminds me a lot of Traverse Town, not gonna lie, but it's not Traverse Town. Unfortunately, all that gets destroyed during the Keyblade War. I wonder if that's Kingdom Hearts that appears at the end of the Keyblade War. Well, I guess we'll see. Alright. But yeah, I think we've heard enough. I like this Dearly Beloved version. Yeah, I think we've heard enough. And let's get right into the movie. I won't really be talking much since it's a movie, so I'll let the game, the movie, the people in the movie, the foretellers, I'll let them talk. I'll just be here and giving my own input and comments. So subtitles on, of course, for y'all. Alright, let's get into it. Let's see. The world was pure darkness, but I was born. Oh, okay, no, I can't read that fast. Alright, let's. I'm not gonna care about it. The 5. Oh, is this like a little summary of Kingdom Hearts Key? So I guess that's cool. It's a little summary of Kingdom Hearts Key. So even if you haven't watched the main story cutscenes, you could read all of this and then try to piece it together. But really, you should watch the main story cutscenes of Kingdom Hearts Key. That's Ephemera, right? And then there was the other one. Her name was... Oh, frick. I forgot what her name was. Is that Ava or is that Envy or Gula? I think that's... Gula. I don't know. I think... Isn't the yellow one Gula? Oh, there's Mickey. But these are all fake. I was confused about that too. These are not real. These are like projections using the Book of Prophecies. Same with all of these Disney worlds. These aren't like real Disney people. So don't worry. Mickey was not alive during this time. This is a cool summary though. A cool way to do the summary. So if you wanna pause and read all of this, get a quick summary of the main story cutscenes if you didn't watch it. I like it. Not bad. Oh, what's her name? The name was the name of the girl that just appeared. You saw her, right? Yeah, the black hair on the right there. What's her name? I forgot. I know the one is Ephemera. I think her name is Scold, right? Scold. Yeah, Scold. I think it's Scold. Yeah, Scold. Which is a weird name for a woman, but hey, I ain't gonna complain. cold. Interest. The other one is Ephemera. Oh, that's the Keyblade War. They're all going at it. Oh. Kind of messed up to think about it now that the Keyblade War is all just kids. It's kids using frigging toy Keyblades created by the foretellers, using the light from the Book of Prophecies. And they're just kids killing each other, basically. At least that's shown. Oh, looks like the movie's actually starring. Okay. Oops. Case of... Oh, Luxu. Is that the Master of Masters there? No, that's Luxu. This is the Master of Masters, I think.
So that makes you the indisposable number 7. Huh. Come on, it's simple. U6 plus me is 7. Wait. Don't tell me I don't count.
No.
That's
take it.
Xehanort's Keyblade, isn't it?
In the Master's playful and mischievous way, he gave his apprentice Luciu a very important role.
That's Xehanort's Keyblade. Ah, I didn't
What
notice
seemed
that
like
while
a
watching.
simple task was the element that would connect all of the events to come.
Okay. Okay.
Long, long ago, all the worlds were still one. One day, this would be called the Age of Fairy Tales. It all began here in Daybreak Town.
Daybreak Town!
The Master of Masters had an eye that gazes into the future.
What?
He bestowed upon 5 of his 6 apprentices
The Book of Prophecies.
a copy of the
Yep.
Book of Prophecies, in which was written the events to come.
Right. And he used the eye that goes into the future to be able to write that book. Gotcha. So does he know how Kingdom Hearts 3 will end? Case of Era. Era and Luxu, I'm guessing?
Did you look through the book?
Yes. But I'm still
No, this is the Master.
analyzing it.
Never mind.
Wow, no quick skim for you, huh?
I just prefer to be thorough. Master, is what it says in the last passage true?
Oh yeah, that. Bummer, huh?
Yes.
By the way, if one day I suddenly disappear, I'm counting on you to keep the others calm, okay?
Huh? Disappear?
Vanish, dim, fade, I don't know how to explain it.
I love his
It's
voice.
just hypothetical talk.
Okay.
Not gonna lie.
This world is full of light. It's a world comprised of many smaller worlds, all connected, stretching as far as the eye can see. One great light protects us all throughout this vast land. All worlds share one light, one fate.
I take it you're talking about Kingdom Hearts.
Yep, you're right on the money.
Yup.
People believe that the light that is Kingdom Hearts will be here forever.
No,
That if
sir.
it were to disappear, the world would be enveloped in darkness.
I understand. That is why you granted us these Keyblades. With these, we can spread the teachings of light. And we can protect Kingdom Hearts from darkness.
No, they're not for protecting Kingdom Hearts.
Huh?
The final passage reads, "On that fated land, a great war shall transpire. Darkness will prevail, and the light expire."
Isn't it our duty as Keyblade wielders to prevent this war from taking place?
Not possible.
What?
You really think you can change the future?
Then, what do you want us to do?
We have to focus on what comes after. There's no use thinking of ways to change events that we know are gonna happen.
But what about all of those who are here now? And the ones who will be here when the darkness finally comes? Are we to abandon all of them?
Yep,
Come
rest in
on.
peace.
You telling me that you think the world can be saved by just 7 people?
We have to at least try. With enough Keyblade wielders, we
No.
could...
Well, if you want to give it a shot.
Yes.
Alrighty, good luck.
So the master has a completely different personality than I thought he would have, based on the cutscenes I saw. And he actually gave Ira a little bit of a hint to like actually try
And so the reliable Ira, who wore the mask
to
of
try
a
actually try and
unicorn,
stop the war from
was
happening.
given his role to take over for the master and to lead the others.
Yeah.
Similarly, the virtuous Envy, who wore the mask of the snake, was given her role to watch over the others with a fair eye.
Yep.
The fearless
This is
Ased,
Ased.
who wore
Oh,
the
Ased,
mask of
okay.
the bear, was given his role to support their brand new leader, Ira.
Okay, he supports Ira. Ava's role
prudent
is
Ava, who wore the
oh,
mask
Ava,
of
okay.
the fox, was given her role to prepare exceptional Keyblade wielders for the world after.
Yep, that was her job. I remember. And Gula
The
is supposed to
cool-headed
see who the
Gula,
traitor is, right?
Who wore the mask of the leopard, was given his role to uncover the mystery of the
Oh, it's a
Book
male.
of Prophecies.
Oh, okay. He's a male. I did not know that. Okay.
Lushu, the first of the apprentices to be given their role, watched his companions from afar as they learned what it was that they were meant to do. Then, he disappeared.
He disappeared. Yep.
Not long after that, the master vanished, dimmed, and faded without a trace.
Biggest conspiracy ever. What happened to the master? Because we know Luxie didn't really disappear. Because Ava found him. But
This is where your story began. The story of your very own adventure. 5 of the Master's apprentices armed themselves with the Book of Prophecies. They each created a union. This would fulfill his wishes. Then, they set out to rally Keyblade wielders just like you.
like me?
By defeating
Yeah.
Heartless, the monsters of darkness, they would gather light.
Right, they would gather Lux. According to the game, at least. Not this movie, I guess. But there's also a traitor among the foretellers. Remember, they have a traitor.
There's a traitor among us.
Yup. Great timing. There's definitely a traitor
Are
among
you
them.
certain? What proof do you have?
I found this sniffing around.
Is that a dark Cherothy? Is that a nightmare?
Who is the traitor? We don't know.
Master, did you make this? It's so cute!
Well, things are gonna get pretty hectic around here soon. But this spirit Chirithy is gonna make your lives much easier. Hopefully.
It's a Dream Eater. So,
You could say they're like cats or dogs. And they'll be your loyal pets. Every wielder will have one of these adorable little guys at their side. They're here to help, so play nice.
Okay.
Oh, right. Before I forget. If a wielder is overcome by malice, or rather if their heart is tainted by darkness, their adorable little spirit will turn dark and become a nightmare.
So you're telling us that if we see a nightmare...
Someone has fallen into darkness.
Exactly. And if you don't stop this renegade spirit, it'll plant darkness in the hearts of others. And you'll have an army of nightmares on your hands. Beware.
So, if we see one of these nightmares anywhere, we have to get rid of it on the spot.
No! I won't let you do that!
No wonder you ended up as the bear. You're scary.
Your point?
Maybe you can growl at them.
Ugh, don't insult me!
Come on, Hased. You won't know if it works unless you try.
Oh my god. What the hell's wrong with the master?
Please tell me you're joking. It's not me!
I
There's an
said
easy
big
way to
traitor.
solve this. If we all summon our spirits, then we'll know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Listen to Gula.
there are countless wielders in our unions. It would be easy for any of us to summon a Chirithy that isn't a nightmare. I'm afraid that your suggestion wouldn't help us get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, in that case, who's to say that the nightmare you saw belongs to one of us? It could belong to anyone in our unions.
That's highly unlikely. Do you recall the tool the wielders were given in order to make them stronger?
The
We
keyblades.
generally don't concern ourselves with what they have at their disposal. However, I believe those tools were the nightmare's doing.
The bangles.
Oh, the bangles,
I know
not the
when
keyblades.
they're
My bad.
equipped, they have the power to collect dark energy. But I thought we all agreed that was okay.
Collecting is fine, but using that power is the equivalent of using the power of darkness.
It's a brilliant plan. Everyone knows that all spirits look the same, and wielders exist in spades. There's no way to tell.
Oh no. Everyone's already equipped their bangles.
So what now? How do we find out who's behind this?
Seeing as those bangles couldn't have been acquired by just anyone, I believe it's one of us here in this room.
Dun
No,
dun
Ira.
dun.
I respectfully disagree.
What? You think it's
What
Luxu?
proof do we have that the bangles are tied to the power of darkness, or if a nightmare is to blame? We shouldn't simply jump to conclusions.
Ira, some leader you are. You've managed to plant seeds of doubt in all of us with that speech. What? Did you expect the traitor to give themselves up with that accusation of yours? That was foolish.
Ased, that's quite enough.
Is the traitor asset?
It looks to me like the Master made the wrong choice.
Wait, where do you think you're going?
Ooh, made the wrong choice with the leader.
I think we're done here. I trust you'll keep us all updated.
It might be Gula, you know. He's the most
I
suspicious one.
hope we can all resolve this soon.
Ava seems too nice. Envy's the one whose job is to
That
suspect
didn't go
everyone.
as expected.
What's wrong, Ira? This isn't like you.
Ira's
A
the
lost
leader.
page. Something's missing from our book of prophecies. Each of our copies were said to contain the events of the future. But this incident, well, it's nowhere to be found.
And how does this whole thing with the traitor tie together?
Like I said, it's nowhere to be found. In my book.
Ira, are you implying that someone is in possession of the missing page? And the person with the complete book is the traitor?
There is something going on, and a page is suspiciously missing from the book. It's not so far-fetched to assume that the one who has the lost page has been turned, that they have fallen into the hands of darkness. Trust me.
There seems to be no record of it in my book either. You may be onto something. I wonder, could this have been the Master's plan all along? To grant the lost page to only one of us?
Hmm.
We have no way of knowing. The Master is gone.
I understand what you're saying. I promise to keep a close eye on the others. I will keep you informed, as always.
Thanks.
Of course. After all, that is what the Master asked
Yeah,
me.
that's your job. Ased is
And
with you,
Ira,
obviously.
May your heart
Suspicious.
be your guiding key.
So I don't think it's Ased. Because it's way too obvious. If it was him, it would be way too obvious. I think it could be Gula. Could be the traitor. case of Envy. Could be Big Boy Gula,
So
you
to
know.
sum it up, I'll need you to observe the others. Easy breezy.
All right.
Like I said, Ira may have to take over for me. But don't be shy. Just be fair. And do not be afraid to speak up. Even though I say observe, you'll need to be the mediator. Make sure people get along.
I understand. But without you or Lushu, to form and maintain our own
Lushu,
unions
okay.
it's a little unnerving, to be honest.
Not Loksu, like I was saying.
Come on, lighten up a little. Maybe I'll never disappear. Wait, do you want me to go?
What? No,
I did not
of
think
course
the
not.
master was like this.
I was just kidding.
Oh, I see.
Look, I get that change can be hard for everyone, but things need to keep moving forward. And you need to keep up. Otherwise, you'll just get left behind, all alone. Now that you know what the future holds, Envy, what does your heart say?
What does the fox say?
May your heart be your guiding key. I say it all the time. You ultimately need to do what your heart feels is right.
Bad joke. Old me. Sorry, guys. A few days later.
I was wrong about Ira. I thought he would make a great leader, but he let me down. Well, what do you two think? You don't believe what Ira said, do you?
Of course not. His argument was unconvincing. It's like Envy said. He's just making baseless assumptions given the situation.
Oh, it's definitely Gula.
There's
It's
no
definitely
evidence
Gula.
to tie his accusations to anyone, let alone one of us.
Ah, it's Gula for sure.
Maybe there's something he hasn't told us.
And he needs to tell us. How dare he look at us with suspicion? We're his comrades.
It's Gula.
Lost comrade.
It's
Anyway.
Gula, you frick.
Could you get to the point? I know you didn't call us here just to complain.
I want the three of us to form an alliance.
But alliances are forbidden, us said.
I knew it. I had a feeling it would come to this. So, we join forces, then confront Ira?
Confronting him is pointless. Ira won't change his mind. I know there's darkness at work. There's no question. But I don't believe for a second there's a traitor among us. Unfortunately, Ira doesn't share the same belief. He's just wasting time trying to figure out who the traitor is.
I'm suspicious of Gula.
Darkness won't wait, and neither should we. We need to band together now and find a way to fight it.
Guess it makes sense.
I agree that we need to do something to fight the darkness. But combining our unions? That was strictly forbidden by the Master.
He's no longer here.
I'm in. But let's be clear. The alliance is just between the two of us right now. I don't want my union members involved.
Gula!
Oh, Gula, you freak. I don't trust you at all.
I want to follow the Master's teachings.
If it's
Understood.
Ava,
That's your choice to
Ava.
make. You should do whatever you feel is right.
if it's Ava,
Yeah.
that would be the biggest
By the
plot twist
way,
ever.
Do Ira and Envy know?
I haven't talked to Ira about it for obvious reasons, but I did ask Envy to join us.
You wanted to see me?
Dun dun dun.
Gula, Ava, what are you doing here? What's the meaning of this?
Hear me out, Envy. I want an alliance among our unions. Gula here has already agreed. Will you join us? And together we can...
And disobey the Master's teachings?
We don't have a choice. Darkness is approaching, and we need to combine our strength to stand against it.
The Master bestowed each of us with a different role, and he specifically told us to keep our union separate, to maintain the balance of power. He told us that any imbalance would lead to a desire for more power, which leads to darkness. I know you haven't forgotten. Perhaps it's you who has been tainted by darkness.
I'm tainted by darkness? Then what about you, Envy? You spy on us and report everything you see back to Era. You really think you have no darkness in your heart after what you did?
Because that is my role.
To observe us, yes, but not to disclose everything we say and do to Era.
That's...
For all we know, you and Era could be allies, scheming behind our backs.
Dun dun
That's enough.
dun. Ava. Ava, what you gonna do? I like Ava as a pronunciation more than Ava, even though Ava is the correct pronunciation. But I always like to say Ava.
When will it stop?
But I guess it's Ava.
I don't want us to turn against each other.
Master Ava.
Ephemera.
Oh, hello. Your name is Ephemera, right?
Ephemera. What?
Hey, can I join you?
Why is he not blonde?
Uh-huh.
He has white hair? I thought he was blonde. According to the
Why
cutscenes.
the long face?
Oh well.
Did something happen?
Long day.
His name is Ephemera, not
Do
Ephemera.
you remember what you asked me before? About why the unions compete against each other instead of working together. Actually, I always wondered the same thing.
Huh? Isn't it just because the Master said so?
Yes. And as such, we must obey. The Master said so. So it is. Lately, I've really started to wonder. You once told me that you were looking for answers. That you wanted to solve the mysteries of this world. Well, I think that's how things should be. We need to question things and think for ourselves.
Whoa! You are really not yourself today. I guess even foretellers have their off days. Hey,
I guess.
maybe talking about the book will cheer you up.
Not a chance.
Aww.
You were trying to pull a fast one on me, weren't you?
Yeah, you were
No,
secretly
I was
trying to
joking.
learn about the book.
If you say so.
Look at him.
To be honest, I think it would be great if all the unions could work together and be friends.
You know, I made a friend from another union today.
That's
It
me,
wasn't much of a talk.
supposedly.
Maybe just shy. We're meeting again tomorrow.
Yup, I remember this.
That sounds like so much fun. Then you'd better go home and get some sleep.
Okay.
That's a custom character
Well,
for the game he's
it was
meeting
nice
with.
talking to you. I don't know what's got you down, but please cheer up.
Thank you. If the worst happens, I'll be glad to leave the future to the kids who see the world in the way that you do.
What was Gula's job again? As a
Let the
foreteller?
wind carry you far, far away.
The
My
dandelions.
dandelions.
Yeah, the dandelions are the people she gathered who are gonna go into the future of the Keyblade War. Gotcha.
Envy. Have you learned something?
It seems Ased and Gula's unions are now allied.
So Ased is the traitor after all.
No, it's not. I don't
No.
think it is.
I don't believe
Yeah,
it
I think
is.
it's Gula.
Why is that?
To Ased, unification is a means of gathering strength to oppose the darkness. So
Yeah.
I believe his heart still belongs to
I
the light.
agree with that.
Even so,
Sentiment.
forming alliances was strictly forbidden by
That's
the
true.
Master.
That's true.
Yes, and his teachings are absolute.
But I don't think it's said. I
That's
agree
why
with
I
Envy.
will try and
Or I-
persuade
yeah.
Gula to dissolve their alliance.
Then I'll do it.
No. Please, let me do the talking. Your intervention will do nothing more than spur Ased's anger.
All right. I'll leave it to you.
And one more thing. Ased has begun to question the two of us. As a precaution, my reports will be less frequent. I don't want him to get the wrong idea. Please understand.
Yes, I do.
Still reading the book. A few months later. Okay. Ghoul and Asad. They're meeting together.
I think I'm done.
Done with what?
The Alliance. I think it's time to call
Oh,
it
you're the
quits.
bad guy.
For what reason?
To put it simply, I entered this alliance thinking we were preparing to fight some impending darkness, but it hasn't come. In fact, there haven't been any suspicious incidents recently, and you haven't rallied anyone else to your cause.
Yeah, but...
This alliance is meaningless. Even Envy agrees. Oh.
Envy?
Uh-oh. You weren't supposed to find out.
Is Envy the one who told you to break our alliance?
Maybe. But I'm the one who decided to do it. And I've already told you why.
We don't even know who the traitor is yet!
It's obviously the guy right in front of you. It's this guy.
That's exactly why. I just can't trust anyone but myself.
Yeah, because he's
Don't
the
you
traitor.
realize you won't stand a chance against the darkness on your own?
He's the freaking darkness himself.
Sorry, my mind's made up.
Bro, he is the darkness. It has to be him. It has to be him.
Envy, you will regret this.
Honestly, this is what started the Keyblade War to me. Like, the Fortales get mad at each other, the unions get mad at each other. Boosh. Keyblade War. Everyone dies except for a few people. And then not a few people, a lot of people, but...
You been here long? My bad.
No.
So, what did you want?
You didn't forget, did you? You're the one who called me here.
Lighten up! I was just kidding. I didn't
Love
forget.
this guy.
Give me a little credit here. Guy was just testing you.
Right.
Now then, allow me to tell you about your role. You're going to be Ira's right-hand man.
What?
And he's being terrible at
You're
it.
his right-hand man? What do you mean?
Well, Ira's gonna be the new leader after I'm gone, you see. So, just stand by. Don't disappoint.
Explain to me, Master. What do you mean Ira's going to be leader?
What? Is that disappointment I hear? Did you want to be leader?
No, I mean, if you had asked me to be the leader, that's a different story, but I wasn't trying.
You really want to be leader, huh?
Well...
I know you want it, but that just isn't enough. Any chump can say, here's a huge promotion. Make you head honcho, but enthusiasm alone doesn't make a great leader. Ira needs someone like you to give him a push in the right direction.
I agree. Ira is definitely the most worthy among us.
That was
I'm sure
difficult for
he'll
him to
make
say.
a fine
That was
leader.
definitely difficult for him to
It's
say.
settled.
Wait, I agreed that he is worthy. But why do we need a new leader, Master? Does that mean you will no longer be teaching us?
Well, I might disappear one day.
Why? Why? Explain why. Who? Does someone kill you?
I might
How?
disappear.
Disappear? Why?
Exactly.
Speak up sooner if you're listening. It was embarrassing for me. Anyway, I don't know if I'm gonna disappear or not. It's anyone's guess right now.
Right, because it's in the book.
In any case, you need to support Ira. We both know he's quite serious. He's always just thinking and thinking and thinking behind that unicorn mask of his. So everyone will be counting on you to spur him into action.
Right.
You might not be entirely happy with your role, But just know that it's the most important one. Capiche? Shall I elaborate? Making Ira the leader is all good in theory, but sometime later you might think, he's terrible at this. In which case it'll be your job to step up. Who knows? Your leadership might be just what everyone needs. And that is your true role.
Now he's happy about being
May
leader.
your heart be
Somewhat.
your guiding key. Best of luck, I said.
His personality is
It's been
completely
over
different.
a year since the
from
master
Vader.
left. It's time for me to fulfill my true role.
Right, so he fights Indy. I remember this fight too. I remember it. In the cutscenes. It was kind of like a background fight. It wasn't really shown that much.
Why do you get in my way?
Don't be so conceited. I'm protecting the balance, just like the master told us to.
Oh, is that supposed to
You need
symbolize
come
the
to your
four pillars?
senses.
Those petals. Kinda cool.
If we don't do something,
cool.
light
He's the traitor.
will expire. Then we won't be able to avoid the grim future that awaits. We need to defy the Master's teachings to protect the world.
You're saying he
Man's
was wrong?
crying.
He's not here anymore. I won't let his prophecy come true. I won't let the world fall into darkness.
You fool!
The hell? Oh! Oh, dang! Okay. He's such a look at him. He's smiling. Oh, that's Ava.
Ava, over here!
Oh, Gula, you freaking!
Envy! Asad!
You're such a traitor.
I found
You
out
are.
who the traitor is. Regrettably.
It's not Asad.
No, that's not true!
It's not Asad. No.
Ava, there's no time to lose.
No. It's all going according to Gula's plan. No. You freak, Gula. Oh. Dang, dude.
May my heart be my guiding key.
Oh no. But I don't take him down here, do they? I don't think they do. Because Asad also fought in the war. Holy crap, they destroyed this place. But I'm right, yeah? Asad was in the war. There's Gula reading the last page. There he is. The traitor that he is. What does it say, huh? Tell us what it says. I dare you.
Master.
I wonder if the master knows that Gula's the traitor.
Master?
I see.
If you're busy, I can always come back later.
Sure. Oh, no, stay. Now where? Ah, here it is.
The last page. Yup. Yup, gotcha.
What's this?
And the one who has the last
Go.
page
Read it.
is the traitor.
This is from the Book of Prophecies. But
Yep. It's a page that's not in any of your books.
and what's written here is
Your role. You must find the traitor hidden among you, and stop them before it's too late.
That's...
And in order to help
What?
you find the traitor...
I get it. That's why you gave us all different roles, isn't it? If anyone deviates from the job they were given, we can easily conclude that they are the traitor. It's brilliant.
Way to steal my thunder, show off!
Huh?
So the traitor's
It's
job
not
is to
fair.
find the traitor.
My plan was supposed to blow your mind with its grandeur. Your jaw should have hit the floor at my sheer genius.
I'm
What the hell?
sorry,
Oh crap.
but was my logic flawed?
Oh, you're right. So, I guess now you've earned your time in the limelight. Even though there is a traitor, act normal and keep focused. Trust no one but yourself.
So the master knew Ghoul was the traitor, and he told the traitor to find who the traitor is, even though the traitor knows he's his own traitor. What? There's no way Assad is the traitor. Because remember what Ira said? The one who has the lost page has to be the
Trust no
traitor.
one but myself.
Right? Isn't that what Ira said? He concluded that? Or was Ira wrong about that? Just no one but myself, he says. Well, at least now we know everyone's role, right? I think now we do. Invi's role was to like be the mediator and keep everything at peace. Assad's role is to be right-hand man. Ira's the leader. Ava's to gather the dandelions. And the last
You want to know what
one...
my role is? The books we were given are incomplete. There's a lost page.
Lost page?
On that page, it is written that there is a traitor. The master told me to find and stop that person.
It's not Assad!
I called you my comrade. But never again, Gula. It doesn't matter to me if you think I am the traitor, and you want to strike me down.
It's not Assad!
You knew there was a traitor, and you just watched silently as we fought each other. And I won't forgive you for that.
You can barely stay on your feet. Just give up already.
Don't you underestimate me!
Ava.
Please stop!
Come on, Assad.
You too, huh?
Don't... What's wrong with Ava? Don't hit Ava. Ava's always been the most good out of you all. Completely honest. Man, Assad, you're looking rough out there, buddy. Ava, stop helping the traitor.
Why? Why did it have to come to this?
So now we know every single one's role. And their true role. Sup, Ira?
Come to finish me off? Then make it quick.
No, you still gotta fight in the
That's
Keyblade
not
War.
what brought me here today. I wish to fulfill the role bestowed upon me. That's all. It isn't our place to try to change the events of the future. That is not our mission. We're here to make sure that light lives on. With only 5 lights, we can't afford to lose any.
You Still count me as one of the 5 lights?
Of course.
Only you could be such a good guy after everything we've been through. But hey, I guess that's one of the reasons I respect you so much. However, we still might only be 4. I'm talking about Gula. He's using the knowledge of something called the Lost Page. He said that it contains events that are missing from all of our books. He's using it to discover and apprehend whoever is the traitor. Claims that's his role. But who knows what his real intentions are? What I do know is that I'll never forgive him for hiding the fact that he knew someone would betray us. That's the biggest betrayal of all.
I'd like to believe that Gula was simply carrying out his role. Aset, I'll deal with this matter. Please keep it to yourself for now.
Understood.
That unicorn mask.
I need to see that lost page.
Yeah, I also wonder what it says. The lost page. We were never told about it.
Why did you tell Ira? It had to be you. Because you were the only one who knew where we were hiding. Didn't you think for a second that your actions could be making things worse than they already are?
And why should that even bother you? Not only do you have your union, but you've also gathered the finest Keyblade wielders from other unions, and you're training them in a secret location, aren't you?
Yes, because that is my role!
I had no idea. I apologize. I overstepped.
No. I shouldn't have snapped at you either.
What did Ira want?
I don't know exactly. He just asked me to give up Gula. His eyes, they were scary. I was worried he'd do something awful. I knew I couldn't tell him where Gula was. Then he turned around and walked away.
I see. And Gula? How is he doing?
I don't know. He's gone.
Gone. Well, curiously, you haven't seen him much this movie. I'm planning to see him more, considering how much we saw him in the cutscenes.
Someone's coming. They're headed straight this way.
Take care of him.
Okay, this is Ava's. Curiously, is not a nightmare. We know it's not Ava. There we go. One is 100% confirmed all the way. But that was kind of obvious, because Ava couldn't have been the traitor anyway.
Ira?
She's way too nice. I'm more suspicious of Ira and Gula right now.
I know Gula's here.
What?
But I still think it's Gula.
But why? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna kill.
None of your concern.
Don't.
What?
I won't let you near him.
So that's it. All right. I'll go.
I never thought I'd suspect Ira. I still think it's Gula though. I don't think it's Ira.
Gula, what are you doing?
Something happened?
Ira was here. He wanted me to give you up.
Gotcha.
I knew it. It's finally come to this.
Come to what?
Everyone wants to know about the lost page.
The lost page?
Yeah. It's a page the Master gave me. It doesn't exist in any of our books. It contains a passage about an inevitable betrayal. It talks about the one who bears the sigil. That's it. So, I don't know what to make of it, to be honest.
The Relucent
My
Sigil?
role is to find out who it is. I suspected a Sed and went to confront him. And look what happened.
Why are you telling me this, Gula? I have enough to think about, keeping with the Master's teachings and my role.
Always walking the straight and narrow. I'm a fool for basing my actions on what is written on that lost page. Everything in the passage is ambiguous at best. That's why I need to find out.
But how?
By asking the Master.
But he's not here anymore.
I'm going to summon Kingdom Hearts.
Oh.
Then he'll have no choice but to come back.
Summoning Kingdom Hearts is forbidden!
That's
Dun
exactly
dun
right.
dun.
The only way to get him back is to break the rules. If things don't change, the entire world is doomed. But in order to go through with it, I'll need Lux. I don't have nearly enough. You always do the right thing.
Oh, he wants
Help me
Lux.
with
You
this.
freak. So he's tricking Ava into giving him Lux.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
my god.
I know you want the Master to return. But you don't know how summoning Kingdom Hearts will affect the rest of the world. The Master, he forbid it for a reason. I'm afraid I can't help you.
I see. May your heart be your guiding key.
Still think the Master is the most suspicious person in all of Kingdom Hearts. Ever. Maybe Lucio
Gula's
as
on a
well.
mission to collect Lux.
Ah. That explains why Ased and Ira are as well. They're trying to maintain the balance. But that isn't the balance we were expected to keep. If everyone's collecting light solely for themselves, Keyblade wielders will soon turn against one another, which will lead to
Darkness.
the Keyblade War.
Or that,
And
yeah.
what's written in the book,
And that will lead to darkness.
all of it will happen.
Light will expire.
Envy, what are you going to do?
I'll gather Lux too. No matter what, the balance must be kept.
I guess, but
Ava, you do the same. We must delay the inevitable.
I mean, there's no point in delaying it if it's gonna happen anyway. But fair enough. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Everyone's gonna fight each other. It's gonna be a big war. Everyone's gonna die. It's gonna happen. It has to happen. It's written in the book that can see into the future. You can't change the future. What did she see in the flower? Oh, okay. Hey, it's Ava talking to the Master. Alright.
What's written in the last page of the book is gonna happen. The entire world will be lost to darkness.
But Master, isn't there anything we can do?
Well,
Basically,
that's what
no.
brings me to your role. You might just be the only hope of keeping light from expiring.
Hope? Master, what is it that you need me to do?
don't get involved in any battles. Forget the notion of unions. Find Keyblade wielders with potential and create an entirely separate organization. Then, like the seeds of a dandelion, let them fly to another world. They will keep the light alive.
You really think that I'm the right person for this?
Yes, you're the nicest one out of the foretellers.
You're the only person for this.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, you're the most innocent one, so for sure. She's the one. She should have the role.
Today you're here to continue with your training for our mission. This session may seem like it's familiar to you, but in a world that is different, one made of dreams, you are our hope.
Isn't that ephemera?
A
Or am
war
I?
will soon wage.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Those who strive to protect the light will turn their weapons on their allies for the sake of loyalty to their own unions. To be honest, I don't know how far I can guide all of you. What you must remember is that anyone can lose themselves to the darkness. However, there will be no winners. Everything will be lost. Except all of you who are the seeds of hope. When the time comes, and there is war, you mustn't fight, but instead you must fly away from here to the world outside.
Outside.
This training is to help you fulfill this crucial task. The future is in all your hands, as is the world's light. May your hearts be your guiding key.
We do know that ephemera is part of the dandelions, and Scold also joins later on. But the choosable character is not.
The gazing eye?
He's reluctant. The gazing
It's
eye.
not what it's called.
Oh, what then?
Actually, no name.
Huh.
No name.
No name.
Well, gazing or not, that Keyblade does have an eye in it. My eye, to be exact.
What?
Ew! Oh, you think that's gross, do ya?
No.
Yeah, sure.
My eye.
Anyway, about your role. You need to pass down that Keyblade to your apprentice.
And then it goes to Xehanort.
So that my eye can see the future.
And then it ends up being in Xehanort's hands.
Prophecies.
Bingo!
Yeah!
The fact that it
Oh!
exists is proof of your success. Means
Ah!
You've trained a worthy apprentice.
Haha!
Down that handsome Keyblade.
Good job,
And
Mish.
fulfilled your role.
That's-
Congratulations! What's the matter? Come on, you did a fantastic job. At least smile a little.
Oh my god. That's genius!
Good point. Guess you better get started then.
You have done it.
Unfortunately, you'll have to go alone from here on out. No book of prophecies to keep you company either. Can't have you causing any temporal paradoxes.
Ah,
But
yeah.
hey, we both know you'll do just fine without it, right?
Yeah.
Do
Because
I really have to go alone? What about the others?
I
Minor
see.
details, so don't sweat it. For now, you, that Keyblade, and this box need to stay out of sight.
What's inside the box?
Just watch with your own eyes, and my eye, of course, as things unfold between the others. Then, when the time is right, go off and do your thing.
Ah.
It's a secret.
Go off and do your thing.
And, well, you see, the thing is, you can never, ever open it.
Great. Now I really want to know.
What's in it?
All right. I'll indulge you.
Okay, yeah, let
But
us
this
see.
secret stays between the two of us, and you have to promise never to open the box.
I promise.
Please tell us, please tell us, please tell us. Oh, come on.
But why?
Why?
You
Tell us.
see.
Tell us! Oh, I wanted to know. Yeah, and then he goes out. Yeah. So that's genius. The master put his eye inside Xehanort's Keyblade. That Xehanort has a feature. Lushu uses the Keyblade to see the world, basically.
May
And
my
then
heart be my guiding key.
and then he passes down to generations and generations until it eventually lands on Xehanort. Reconnect Kingdom Hearts. And then Xehanort ends up getting the Keyblade. Oh my god. But wait a minute. If that's true, that means that the master knows how Kingdom Hearts 3 will end. Right? Unless Xehanort's Keyblade is destroyed at some point during Kingdom Hearts 3, or after this point, the master knows what's gonna happen in Kingdom Hearts 3. Or at least he should be aware about all the events that have happened so far. He should be aware that a kid named Sora exists, and that Sora goes through all these worlds and does stuff, and that Xehanort was gonna take over Terra's body, and then become Terra Xehanort, and then become Ansem and Xemnas, and then that Sora was gonna beat Ansem and then beat Xemnas. That's crazy! The master knows all of that. Did he write all of that in the Book of Prophecies? I don't think he did. I think he wrote everything up until the Keyblade War in the Book of Prophecies, because that's the last page in the book. But considering that the Keyblade still exists today in Xehanort's hands, that must mean that the master knows what happens. So why? Why didn't he do anything? What's the master's plan? Holy crap. That's really interesting. Are they not gonna explicitly tell us who the traitor is? Are they gonna just leave us to theorize? If they're leaving us to theorize, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's Kula. Well, we know it's not Ava, because we saw her Cherokee. It's 100% not her. Now we have a 1 in 25 chance. It's not as said, right? Not a 1 in 3 chance now. It's not Lushu, because he succeeds his job. We know that for a fact, because the Book of Prophecies exists. So we have the 3, which are Ira, Gula, and Envy. The thing with the Gula is he's supposed to find who the traitor is. But what's the point of it all if he is the traitor, right? That's kind of contradicting his own job, right? But I'm still suspicious of him, so I'm not gonna leave him out. Ira's the leader, but yeah, that's suspicious. I mean, he went out and told everyone that there was a traitor. He's the one that declared it. So why would he declare it if he is the traitor? If I'm the traitor, I'm not gonna tell the other foretells, yo, there's a traitor among us. Unless that's part of his scheme. Which leaves us to Envy. Oh, it's Envy, isn't it? That's right. Envy's job is to be the mediator. Her job was to keep everyone in check so that everyone in the foretellers, they had good relations with each other, that the units had good relations with each other. The very fact that the Keyblade War exists means that she didn't succeed in that job. It's a trick all along. So they tried to make us think it was Assad at first, then they tried us to think that it's Kula. Then they suddenly kind of switched it up and were like, ooh, maybe it's actually Ira. It's Envy all along. I was suspicious of Gula the entire time, but he would be contradiction. He'd be a living contradiction if he was the traitor. It has to be Envy. Wow. It's crazy. Kingdom Hearts key back over. It is Invi then. The very fact that the Keyblade War exists means that Invi is the traitor. Unlock theater. We've already watched the entire thing. Oh, a character. Ooh. So you can read up more on the characters. That's kind of nice. Alright, let's actually read up on the master. I can see into the future. Wow, that's genius. That is so genius. And then he gave it to Lushu. He used that knowledge to write the Book of Prophecies. No one knows whether his mischievous nature is calculated or true. He disappears after bestowing 5 of his 6 apprentices with a copy of the book. Okay, let's read up on Invi. Because I think she's the traitor. One of the master's disciples who receives a copy of the Book of Prophecies. She's a virtuous Keyblade master and leader of the Union Anguis. She holds the master in high esteem. Her role is to watch over the others with a fair eye. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey. I think it's Invi. Curiously. Keyblade master. The range exists as helpless facing the... Yep. Okay. Ephemera. Ooh. I was surprised that Skull didn't appear, but Ephemera did. His name is Ephemera in English apparently, but his real name is Ephemera, we all know. A young and outgoing Keyblade wielder, he questions the way the world works and decides to solve its mysteries on his own. Does he end up dying? We don't know if he ends up dying, actually. Do we know if... I don't think we know if Ava's mission succeeds or not. But the fact that kids had light within them after the war. Dandelion's Eva Special Union for exceptional Keyblades. I gotcha. Lushu. Okay, this guy's interesting too. The only one of the Master's disciples who does not receive a copy of the Book of Prophecies. Yep. Because that would create paradoxes. Many paradoxes. Yeah, for obvious reasons. He's bestowed with a Keyblade and a black box before setting out on his journey. What is in the black box? Lushu knows. The Master knows. The Master is such a suspicious guy. Holy crap. Gula. Alright, I suspected Gula, but I don't think it's Gula now, because he would be a living contradiction. One of the Master's disciples receives a copy of the Book of Prophecies. He's a cool-headed Keyblade master and leader of the Union Leopardus. He prefers to keep his distance from the others and doesn't regard them as comrades. He resists all the mysteries of the Book of Prophecies. And his secret true role is to find out who the traitor is. But also, yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's mysteries. By the mysteries, they're talking about the Lost Page, which is, again, the traitor. Which is Envy. It's 100% Envy. Envy's the traitor. 100%. No doubt in my mind now. It will make sense too. Or else the Keyblade War never would have happened. One of the Master's disciples receives a copy of the Book of Prophecies. He's a fearless Keyblade master and leader of the Union, Ursus. Though he tends to rely on his physical prowess, he has a pure-hearted, strong sense of justice. His role is to support the new leader, Ira. Wait, what was Ira's role again? One of the Keyblade Master's disciples who receives a copy of the... Despite keeping, she's often treated as a friend by other wielders to her age. She's the leader of the Union Wolves. Right, because Ava's the youngest one out of the... Ava's the youngest one out of the foretellers, so... The Keyblade wielders like her, because they're all kids. Which, surprisingly enough. Her role is to find exceptional Keyblade winners of Union and create her own organization. Okay, who managed to succeed the organization? Who has become the new after the Master vanishes? Who succeeded the role? Ira did. Aced succeeded. Ava succeeded. Gula did not really succeed. But I don't know. Lucius obviously succeeded. But the fact that the Book of Prophecy exists means he succeeded. I think it's Envy, y'all. Her role is to watch over the others with a fair eye. I don't know. Did she watch over the others with a fair eye? I don't know. Well, we don't know. And this is the, yeah, this is the thing. Right. Well, that was a Kingdom Hearts Key back cover. After watching the main story cutscenes, this movie was obviously not as knowledgeable as it would have if I didn't. But it was a good introduction to this movie. But I will say that this movie definitely gave us a lot of new information that we didn't know, especially about the foretellers. I mean, there was basically nothing we learned about the actual players other than ephemera and a bit of the dandelions, basically. So I think that's kind of cool. But we learned, this movie was really important because we learned about the black box and the Xehanort Keyblade that belonged to Luxu, and also about the eye. So that's really the biggest thing I got out of this movie. And also just a bit more info about the actual foretellers. Now I know them a lot better. Like, before watching this movie, I really didn't know much about Gula and about Envy for the most part. Because Ira and Ased and Ava, especially Ava, got a lot of screen time in the cutscenes. But Envy and Gula didn't, but now they did. Especially Gula, he got a lot of showtime. Not Envy, but again, she's the traitor. What else do I think about this movie? I mean, it wasn't, in itself, it wasn't amazing, right? It's not the most cool movie you'll ever see. But if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan and you're very interested in the lore, and obviously this movie is canon at the end of the day, I think it's a good movie to watch. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how Kingdom Hearts all started, and I'll be interested to see how they're going to connect this movie and the current Kingdom Hearts storyline. How are they going to connect it to 0.2 Birth by Sleep, A Fragmentary Passage, and Kingdom Hearts 3? How are they going to connect those games to this movie, right? Is there going to be something? Are we going to get more info about the Master in Kingdom Hearts 3 or something? We'll see. But I'll be excited to play 0.2 Birth by Sleep next. And then after that, I'll actually be watching the story cutscenes of Kingdom Hearts Union Cross before starting Kingdom Hearts 3, because they actually go more in depth into this entire key story. So I do think you should do the same if you're following the game with me. But if not, yeah. Anything else? I don't think I missed anything now. Yeah, 0.2 Birth by Sleep next, yeah, and watch the cutscenes and play Kingdom Hearts 3 time for sure. Should be starting with that soon. Other than that, I don't have much to say really. I've already given my thoughts about the movie. Yeah, that's Kingdom Hearts Key back cover, everyone. Thanks for watching this live stream, or the VOD if you watched it later on, and we'll see you in 0.2 Birth by Sleep back and Kingdom Hearts 3. See you then. Good live stream. There we go. The song started again, so yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah, bye bye.